Welcome to 50 Plus in Montgomery County, a monthly program that is a voice for many, produced by the Commission on Aging, of which I am a community member. This show is insightful for people of all ages, and each episode takes a fresh look at important issues by spotlighting older adults in the community, representatives of services and programs, and activities of interest to older adults. My name is Katie Smith. The holiday season is a great time to catch up with friends, family, and take a break from our normal routines. For some, it could also be a very stressful period, but it doesn't have to be. On this month's show, we're going to talk about how we can avoid holiday stress and protect our mental health. Here to kick off this discussion is Dr. Rev Vikram. Dr. Vikram is a psychiatrist and COA alum. Hi, Dr. Vikram.
Hi, Katie. I'm so pleased to be here today.
I'm really glad you're here too. Can you tell us what types of stressors do people have during the holiday season?
Oh, there's so many, but to just highlight a few, they're usually financial stressors, social stressors, as well as some personal stressors. Um, the financial stressors, these days things aren't cheap anymore, and inflation affects all of us. So the cost of holiday celebrations, gift giving, travel, everything's a lot more. So that's a major stressor for a lot of families, not seniors, but everybody. Social stressors is, some people don't have a family. Some people have a lot of family. Some people may feel isolated and lonely. So these are all stressors. And then if you do have family, the stresses are of how your relationships with them, how they're going to be affected, and of it's going to be like to be together again. There's the joy, but there's also the memories of some conflicts in the past, etc. So those can be stressors as well. And the third, which is very important for all of us to keep in mind, is the personal stressors, our own health, how well we take care of ourselves. And during the holidays, that can kind of fall behind. And we have to make sure that that does not become a problem at the end of the holidays, that you are feeling ill because you weren't as vigilant about how you ate, your exercise regimen, taking your medicines correctly, etc. So that could be an area also that impacts and is a major stressor during holidays, especially for seniors.
So, Rev, you mentioned three different types of stressors: financial, social, and personal. How can one take care of themselves considering these stressors?
Well, let's start with the financial. I think planning and just kind of budgeting and making sure that it's not everything needs to be about how much you spend, but how well you spend it. So perhaps how your gift giving planning is going, whether you're traveling to some place or others are coming to you, these are all financial stressors. For example, if you're traveling somewhere, there's that whole airline and whatever form you're traveling is an expense. Many ways to reduce that would be to start early, get your reservations in early, because the closer you get to the holidays, the go up. Plan to stay a little bit longer so your return can be also less expensive. So gift giving, for example, and the next item would be you don't need to give 10 gifts per grandchild, give meaningful but fewer gifts within your budget. So start with a budget. How much can I afford this holiday season? Where is it going for financial? Where is it going for hosting and gift giving? Because if people are coming to you, you have the additional expense of food, etc. So I would say budgeting and looking at your budget and putting a limit on how much you want to spend would be
Now,
a way.
Dr. Vikram, how can people share some of the responsibilities that they face?
That's very important. Let's assume that we're doing it, you're the host, or if you're going elsewhere, it's the same. to make sure that the whole burden of hosting is not on you, because then you can have no time for fun. So to enjoy the holidays, make sure you share responsibilities. And it could be from your 3-year-old grandchild to your 75-year-old husband, it doesn't matter, or friends, family, kids. Give everybody responsibilities. Now, if people are coming from out of town, they may be there for more than one meal. So maybe allocating, hey, John, this is your dinner's on you. You organize it, or breakfast is on the kids, because kids get up early, right? So just spreading that so that you're not bearing the burden of it all. As a host, you definitely have more organizational responsibilities. Those don't go away. Make a chart, make a fun chart, and have everybody do things. The little ones can carry the napkins to the table. They can make little placeholders. Their artwork can be everywhere. They can help decorate the tree, of course. And so there are many ways in which everybody can pitch in, and be sure that you're part of all that fun aspects as well.
All right, Dr. Vikram. So again, we identified the 3 different types of stressors. You told us how we can, take care of ourselves in light of these stressors. You mentioned travel plans and gifts, as well as how we can share some of the responsibilities that we face. Now, how can we identify our triggers?
That's a very good question. Our triggers can come from any direction, especially from within. The triggers that we know, and maybe to recognize that when a particular child or family member does certain things, that's a trigger for you to get upset. To be prepared for that in a way and say, well, this is going to happen. Many of the times, knowing that some of this will happen eases the tension. Oh, this is just one more of previous behavior. I can't change it. I'm not going to let it ruin my holiday. Right. Now, we have to remember that not only these triggers are immediate, but they're long-standing for many of us. And so when it's long-standing triggers, you need to be able to understand for yourself, or have some partner tell you, you're getting triggered, calm down. A little pat on the back, a hug, whoever you pick. To be that person who shares it with you, who recognizes your triggers before they go off the wall and make you very stressed out. So that would be one way. And having those conversations early, pick one of whoever you're comfortable, whether it's a friend, a spouse, a partner, a child, your own children, and say, tell me when I'm getting stressed out so that I can take some time out. Go get that rest. Make sure you get the rest. Make sure you go for a walk and get your exercise. These all are stress relievers. Eat properly. Take your medications on time. Put yourself out there first as well. That would be my advice.
That's really sound advice. And I certainly like the idea of, bringing others in to help us, identify when we are being triggered. Now, Dr. Vikram, let's get a little bit more personal. You share tips for all of us. What about you? As a professional, how do you take care of your well-being during the holidays?
Well, as I always pick a partner who will be with me, who will understand my stressors. I make sure everybody shares responsibilities. As I said, breakfast time, the kids wake up early. Who's the adult who wakes up early? And let them be in charge of the kids so that they are going to be taken care of. Sometimes they'll make the surprise breakfast for everybody, and then everybody comes down and gets their breakfast. So that's something that we built into our holiday festival time. The kids do all the ornaments and everything like I described, suggested that, for others. So that gives them something to be part of. It's not going there and sitting in a chair stiffly while everybody else works. The kids are part of it. So there's a mess. There's a mess anyway. Whether you organize everybody to not make a mess or not, there's going to be a mess. So we've had Christmas trees fall because the dog ran into them. It's a mess. But that's a memory of that year. Remember the year Sandy ran into the tree? So that everything becomes a positive memory, depends on how you handle it. That's how I do with my kids. So we've had fallen trees, no fires. Don't let the kids near any flames. But what I do give them is the little tea candles, which have the little battery operated switch on the bottom. I get a whole bunch of them. You can get them from the dollar store, and they all get a few, and they're allowed to go light up the whole house, inside or outside. So they have a job that makes it look festive, that increases the festive look. Again, gift giving, I limit, and I get what my gift giving is usually something we do together. That's part of the gifts. Let's go to the ice skating or rollerblading, or go to a movie together, go see a show together. It'll be separate. I will do one with my granddaughter. I'll do one with my grandson. So they feel that this activity is for them alone. And that's part of the gift. It doesn't have to be more cars and more dolls and more dresses, but an activity that becomes a memory for them. So my gifts are not always something material. They're more memory creations. And we do another activity, which is sharing memories. Do you remember? When your dad was this age, or when your mom was this age, this is what happened. And when your uncle here, who's big boss right now, when he was your age, what happened? And so everybody gets a good laugh, and everybody has a memory to share. We do a solemn moment as well in our holiday time. After whatever activity, usually we'll say, everybody take a moment, from the youngest to the oldest, to think of something you're grateful for, thankful for. And you don't have to tell us what it is. It's an internal moment of silence that you will keep. If you want to share, that's fine. And what you're grateful for. And Thanksgiving, we have them verbalize it. But other holidays, we just say it's an internal prayer. It's an internal gratitude. So we leave it there for them.
Dr. Vikram, is there anything else you would like to share with those viewing?
Yes, I would like to wish everybody a wonderful holiday season, but also keep in mind that there are resources out there that you can check on, because a lot more than just what I've said, people may be having issues, mental health issues that they need to deal with before and after. We all do. But these resources will help you, and try to keep those holiday blues away and keep the memories of the good stuff going through the cold winter.
Well, Dr. Vikram, this has really been an enlightening discussion for me, and I know that others will benefit too, especially with the activities, doing things together, making great memories, and also having those solemn moments where we're able to think internally about things that we're grateful for, and really just to share all the holiday experiences with friends and family. Again, thank you so much for sharing with us, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much.
Up next, we will talk with Josi Makon, who is the Older Adult Behavioral Health Coordinator for the Montgomery County Health and Human Services.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Ride on Flex, Montgomery County Department of Transportation's on-demand transit service, to help you get around in defined Rockville and Glenmont-Wheaton zones. There are no fixed stops or schedules. Just use the Ride on Flex app or call 240-301-3842 to book your ride. Curb-to-curb service is available for people with disabilities. Standard ride-on fare policy applies. Visit rideonflex.com for service areas and hours of operation.
An estimated 124,000 tons of food scraps are thrown away each year in Montgomery County. Reducing food waste begins with you. Here's how. Plan meals in advance, make a shopping list, and check expiration dates. Cook the food you buy. Cook smaller portions to reduce leftovers. Save extra food in reusable containers. Add a label with the contents and date. Let's keep food out of the waste stream and aim for zero waste. Visit montgomerycountymd.gov/reduce food waste or call 311 to learn more.
Welcome back to 50 Plus in Montgomery County. Joining me is Josi Makon, who is the Older Adult Behavioral Health Coordinator for the Montgomery County Health and Human Services. Hi, Josi.
Hello, Katie.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well and appreciate you joining me today. You know, the population of older adults in Montgomery County is growing. Can you share any key findings?
Yes, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this very important conversation. So globally, the population is aging. The population of people 60 and over in Maryland will grow about 30% from approximately 1.4 to 1.8 million by 2040. And they are projecting in less than 2 decades, older adults are projected to outnumber kids for the first time in US history. And also, an interesting fact about Montgomery County's population of people over 60 is also expected to increase by 35% from 2020 to 2040. So this is a very important key population of individuals that we should be, focusing on and ensuring that they're getting the support and resources they need.
Now, Josie, Montgomery County's 50 plus residents show unique resilience in the face of so many things. Can you share some of the facts about older adults and the unique mental health issues they face?
Yes. So about 1 in 4 older adults will experience a mental health condition, either depression or anxiety, that can lead to suicidal thoughts and feelings. And due to population aging, the number of seniors with mental health conditions is expected to double by 2030. Also, 2/3 of older adults with mental health conditions, unfortunately, do not get the treatment they need, although treatments do exist. And most common mental health diagnoses in older adults are bipolar, schizophrenia, and depression.
Now, there's a myth that mental health issues are a normal part of aging. Can you address that?
So yes, unfortunately, there is this preconceived notion that the older one gets, they're expected to be lonelier and sadder, and that is not the case. Depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues are not a normal part of aging. As you age, you should expect to have a full, healthy, and successful life, right? And it's so important for folks to know that there are resources and treatment available to support individuals experiencing behavioral health conditions.
Josie, you've mentioned depression a few times now. What are some of the symptoms of depression?
Yeah. So some of the symptoms include just changes in mood, increased irritability, sadness, feelings of guilt or shame, expressions of helplessness, increased anxiety, and or loss of interest in usual activities. And I like to note that older adults who are contemplating suicide do not cite depression as the primary reason. More often, they will blame their struggles with their physical health illness, their disability, financial concerns, family challenges, and bereavement for their suicidal thoughts. So, as professionals and folks in a community supporting this population, it is so important that we know the risk factors, the symptoms, and that when we are treating an individual with this type who are exhibiting these symptoms, that we ask them the questions about depression, about anxiety, and that we do those assessments. And I would like to know that older adults may need treatment for behavioral health conditions and help managing their physical health illness. They might also need help with financial support, bereavement support, and reduction of social isolation. So it's so important that we treat the whole person and not just a subset of what they're verbally informing us that they're struggling with. And we cannot manage the symptoms of depression without addressing and providing support for the cause of depression and vice versa. So it's just so crucial to seek a behavioral health professional. And if depression in older adults is suspected, or even if you are unsure, has effective treatment is available and necessary.
Okay, Josie. So you told us that the population of older adults in Montgomery County is aging, is aging. We've learned that, 1 in 4 people experience a mental health issue. You also talked about taking care of the whole person. Now, in light of those facts that you shared, how do age-related changes impact mental health?
Yeah. So older adults who experience pain or have a decline in their roles, right? So they may not be able to do what they did before, such as driving or being as active as they once were. Losing independence of their functioning can also have significant impacts on their mental health. And we should also consider social changes, right? So family members may not be in the area. They may have lost friends. They may have, lost their significant other. And yes, when we talk about losses, we discuss, death of a spouse, of friends, and family. But a loss that an older adult can experience can be losing their homes, right? They may have to leave their home that they've been living in for 50 plus years to move into either a retirement community or an assisted living facility or a nursing home. They may be retiring from work, so that's another loss that they're experiencing. And obviously the big loss is losing independence, which I think many older adults are fearful of and want to hold on to, right? Being able to still drive, being able to still be active, to move around. So when those aspects of their lives are taken away, it can certainly lead to to depression or other behavioral health conditions.
So, Josie, what resources can you share with us that are available to older adults in Montgomery County?
Yeah, so thankfully we live in a county that has a plethora of resources, and I would like to mention that these resources are free and offer confidential services regardless of the individual's health insurance or immigration status. One of the main supporters for behavioral health in the county is the Montgomery County Crisis Center. And so they offer immediate response to mental health and situation crises. Folks can walk in, they can call, and they also have a mobile crisis outreach services. They're open 24 hours, 7 days a week. And the services are offered at the 1301 Picard Drive in Rockville. And you don't need an appointment.
Mhm. Now, how can
And
we learn more and stay connected to you or just any other tips that you would like to share with us?
right, I would also like to mention other resources in the county because we have more than the crisis center. I want to make sure folks know that. So there's also the Access to Behavioral Health. And they provide assessment and linkages for low-income persons of all ages who are living in Montgomery County who have no commercial insurance and who are in need of services for major behavioral health and or substance use concerns. And there's also the Montgomery County Hotline, which is run by Every Mind, and they provide supportive listening, information, and resource referrals and crisis intervention through phone, text, or chat services. And the newly minted 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. This is such an exciting new service for individuals who are in crises. So similarly to 911, where there's a 3-digit easy number for folks to remember, the 988 is replacing, as this is a long process, the National Suicide Hotline. And so folks it's 24/7 confidential support, and folks can call or text and speak with a mental health professional within the Lifeline network. And to answer your question, how can people access these services? Obviously, they can reach out to me directly. My phone number is 240-777-4529, or they can contact 311, which is the Montgomery County's customer service center, and 311 can connect them to a plethora of resources within the county, including behavioral health resources as well.
Well, Josie, I will say I've enjoyed our conversation. You've shared so many key findings with us. You've talked about the unique resilience that 50 plus adults in Montgomery County have. You mentioned some of the myths around mental health issues and age-related changes, symptoms of depression, and resources. Before I let you go, I'd have to ask, is there any other tips, anything else that you would like to share?
I just think it's so important for people to know that help is available. They do not have to suffer through any behavioral health challenges alone, and to reach out for care.
That's right. We're not alone. Let's reach out and help one another, and ask for help when we need it. Thank you again for the opportunity to talk with you today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that concludes our program for today. As you can see, the voices of those 50 plus matter every day and in every way. To learn more about services for seniors in Montgomery County, please visit the Montgomery County Seniors website by visiting montgomerycounty.md.gov/senior, or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. And as always, thank you for watching 50 Plus in Montgomery County. Happy holidays.
Senior Call Check is Maryland's free service providing an automated daily check-in call for residents 65 and older. Senior Call Check makes an automated call every day, and if there is no response, follows up to ensure that you or your loved one is okay. Call 1-866-50-CHECK or register online at aging.maryland.gov.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.